Good evening, everyone. Can you, first of all, just let me know that you can see me? Look, I look a bit burnt, don't I? Jesus. How are we all? Let's have a little look. Who's in the chat tonight, shall we? Wow, we've already got 28 people in by the looks of things, according to my screen. How are we all? Thank you very much. You can all hear me. That's the main thing. I've just got Paul Thorpe just messaged me on the other line. Yeah, that's fine. Right, we'll get into it, shall we? First things first. A good friend of mine, Dave, Dave Weston, his name was, he passed away a year ago today. So we're sort of not celebrating it, shall we say, but we are sort of remembering Dave today. Now, his favourite beer was a Mao. This one here, very good Spanish beer. And I'm going to crack one open. I've not been drinking I've had about 3.5 weeks off a drink. So this is the first beer. I'm going to probably fall unconscious halfway through it. But to you, Dave, cheers. I'll have a little sip of that throughout the show. But yeah, Dave was a really lovely guy when we first moved to Spain. We met him in the town hall, oddly enough. We are celebrating his memory. We really are. Met him in the town hall. We went up to register our property with the town hall and us, etc., like the council tax type of thing. And he was in there, and we didn't think there was anyone English in our town because he's predominantly Spanish. And he invited us. We got chatting to him, and he invited us over to his house that week. We went over for a barbecue, and he invited about 10 couples over, and we met loads and loads of people. And you know, we're staying friends with quite a few of those people now. So anyway. Cheers, Dave. I hope you're having it large up there. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? My Tudor watch, I've got it on at the moment. Now, that's the watch that I've had all the aggravation with. Now, you won't be able to see it, and I did anticipate that, so I did take a snapshot of it earlier. Basically, I've still not had a reply from Tudor, and the biggest problem they've got is this is what's happened to the date. Now, if you can see it, yeah, you can just see it now. So the date is stuck between two dates. So obviously the 26th to the 27th, and that is the date we'll issue. That's what I'm complaining about. They've ignored 3 emails from me so far, so we will be taking that one up in the next few days. While we're on the subject of watches, there's another horrible story come out. A young fella has been, had problems and been had his watch stolen and was unfortunately taken. There he is, very young with his little one. And there's been some really cruel comments on there, One guy's put on this social media thing that I read, not so streetwise now, flashing a Rolex in the streets of London. Didn't deserve what happened to him, though, did he? Do you know what I mean? He wasn't flashing it. He was probably just wearing it. And, there's a lot of this same person, sort of exactly the same as just wearing, still flashing it about who wears a 20 grand watch on your arm without flashing it around. I'm not condoling anything, but people need to be more savvy. I mean, that's like justifying the whole thing. How disgusting is that? It's terrible, terrible comments. How are we all? Let's have a little look who is in the chat tonight, shall we? Before we move on. Having a bit of egg with it tonight. Let's have a little look. Do you like my little countdown banger to start with? How is it? Right. I won't read everyone's name out, but hello to everyone. I can see everyone piling in and having a good old chat. Let's have a little look. Good evening from Florida. Good evening. Hi, Danny. Raging toothache. Claire, that's not good, mate. That's not good. Pippa, evening, Danny. Sandra, farty pants. You should be celebrating his memory, which we are, mate. Good evening, Danny. Good evening, everyone from Angelina. Let's have a look. Oh, Danny, sorry about your loss. It's painful. Yeah, do you know what? It was a real shock. I was in the swimming pool with Dave on the Saturday, and then the Sunday morning, myself and Sophie, this was a year ago, went up for a little holiday in Spain to a little area. We was in Malaga, and I got the phone call saying that he'd all of a sudden suffered a massive brain hemorrhage, and it wasn't looking good, and it really wasn't good. Yes, very, very bad, mate. Got to be truthful, I really love the beer from Hyperdino Supermarket. Yes, some of the beers are pretty amazing out here, aren't they? Okay, we'll get that one out, shall we? Are you coming on the 13th of September? I would absolutely love to come on the 13th of September, Taffy, but obviously you probably have heard what went on the last time I come back to the UK, and I don't feel that I've got any trust in the system there at the moment. So I will be watching it from afar. I completely back it, but as I say, sadly, this particular one, I've been to the last few, but this particular one I can't go there. But I understand it's going to be the biggest and the highest numbers that they've ever had. So, you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully everyone will have a very safe and amazing day. Generally, the weather's lovely, so it'll be it's a really, really good day. If no one's been, it's a day you'll never, ever forget. It really is amazing. Let's have a look at that one. Ever visited Pego? Lovely old village near Olive. No, I haven't, mate. I've never even heard of it, I'm afraid. But I will play this back and have a look into it. Farty Pants says, Claire Bear, get yourself some olive oil from the health shop or the chemist. It numbs tooth. Yeah. Cloves, isn't it? Oil of cloves. I don't think it's olive oil. It's oil of cloves, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Taffy's put pointless buying nice stuff these days because of this exact reason. Do you know what? You've got a point there, mate. Do you know what I'm wearing most of the time now? Those of you that follow me will know I'm a very keen watch collector. But most of the time now, I'm wearing a Duckworth Prestex or a Tudor. I very, very rarely wear anything, you know, next level expensive now. Very, very rare. And to be fair, I can't really be bothered to drive to the bank vault to pick it up. Yeah, that comment about the man that lost his life is vile, and it really is. I mean, that's disgraceful, isn't it? You know, it's bad enough his family having to see something like that online, but to see the comments like that, absolutely horrific. Richard Bartlett has put, just got back from Dookie Beach. Hope you're all okay. Richard, I'm very good, my friend. It was good to meet up with you when I was in Tenerife. Very nice to speak to you in the, you know, over a couple of coffees. That was really lovely, and I'll definitely see you again, mate, when I next come out there. Danny, is that the guy that was outside the hotel in London? Not as far as I know, mate. I don't know. I haven't really read into it. I only just saw it come up just before I went on the live tonight. Jealousy, probably the most toxic and dangerous in human emotions. Yeah, it's very, very sad. Warwick, hi. Warhawk, should I say? Hi. Evening, everyone. Danny, I can't go on the 13th either, but I'll be there in spirit and we'll watch it all live on stream. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I've asked a few people that are going to send me a few videos, you know. I mean, a couple of times we've been there. There's been a bit of a coverage block out, but you can generally log into a local bar or restaurant if you're there, because they won't block that out. There generally is a helicopter flying over, and I've got a feeling that sort of jams a lot of signals. They don't, you know. Oil of cloves, yeah, I thought it was oil of cloves. Hello, Danny, mate. Sorry for your loss from Chris P. Thanks for the UWCB boxing tips. Oh, hello, Chris. How are you, mate? You're not meant to be online, mate. You're meant to be sitting there doing some press-ups. Chris has got a fight coming up, and he's doing some boxing bits and bobs. Yeah, where are we? Farty Pants is trying to cover himself now, saying, I did say clove oil. No, you didn't. You said olive oil. Danny, owning watches is no longer worth the hassle. It's better to live like a king and look like a king than look like a king. Sorry, mate. Yes. Yeah, you're very true, mate. It's not a good place for watches to... you know, expensive watches and stuff like that. So say that guy said a 20 grand watch. I mean, who knows what Rolex it was? You know, it could have been an OP, a 4 or 5 grand watch, you know, but people just jump to conclusions, don't they? Good news about Tommy's charges cleared. Yes, as I understand it, Tommy's had his charges over the train station assault dropped today, and he has just posted on his social media, this has just been sent to me, but I didn't get a chance to watch it, his joining of Advance and the reason he's joined. So if you go over to his X channel, you will be able to see that. Where are we? Right, let's have a little look what I've got written down. I went out in the Mercedes today, one of the rare times I ever drive the thing. Went out in the Merc, and it come up straight away, fuel, because that's a general thing. Every time you start the epoxy thing up, it comes up, it needs more fuel. Give me fuel, give me fuel. That's what it's like, right? Anyway, I had 20 miles on the clock, and I thought I'll easily get to the petrol station. Got there, drove there nice and easy. Got there, I put 30 euros in, because I don't hardly use the car, so that'll probably last me 3 weeks. I put 30 euros in, which is about 27 quid. As I pulled away from the garage, it had 69 miles on the clock, so it'd give me an extra 49 miles for 30 euros. Yeah, tell me again why I bought that bloody car. Right, we'll get on to it. Costa Coffee. I thought I'd bring that one up today. I'll give you a little bit of history. It's just gone up for sale. So Coca-Cola bought it, I think, back in about 7 years ago, 2018. Costa Coffee started in 1971, supplying coffees to restaurants and bars. They didn't actually have any stores. They opened their first store 10 years later in Vauxhall in London. By 1995, the family had 39 stores and sold it to Whitbread for £19 million. It was owned by two brothers, by memory, and their surname was Costa. Two Italian guys. They went on then to generate 1.3 billion in annual sales from 3,000 stores. Coca-Cola bought the business for 3.9 billion in 2018, and they reckon it's up for sale for as low as 2 billion because it's dropping off. It's dropping off. Now, whether that's to just people are tightening their belts where things are a little bit tight at the moment in the UK, because in all fairness, the first things to go when things get tight is gym memberships and what was that one? Love your face in a hot water bottle. Don't know. Yes, the first thing to go is gym memberships and coffees during the day. You know, people sit there and think, well, I'm going to save a few quid if I cut the coffees out and then I take the gym away. People, you know, things are getting a little bit tight. Things are getting a little bit tight out there. So anyway, it's possibly going to be on sale by Coca-Cola now, who bought it, for 2 billion, according to James Quincy, who I think is a CEO or something. I also saw in the news today that there's a cruise company now that are offering lifetime cruising. So basically, I don't know whether I trust that, because you've got to rely on the company staying solvent, haven't you? You know, if you put loads of money into buying a lifetime cruise, for argument's sake, if that company goes bust, well, you're going to be left in a boat in the middle of the ocean, aren't you, with no one there? So yeah, I don't know whether I'll trust that, but a company called Villa V Residences are doing a golden passport. So basically, the cruise ships visit 425 ports in 147 countries, and I think that takes 3.5 years. But you can buy, if you're over 90 years old, £75,000 buys you a lifetime cruise, so you stay on there, which I think a lot of people are saying it's an alternative to care homes. I mean, 75 grand if you're 90, say you live till you was 100, 7.5 grand a year for a year's cruise. That includes everything, your excursions and everything, apparently. So, the cruise company needs to stay afloat. I like that. Yes, so, and if you're 55 plus, I believe it's £224,000. That's pretty good, isn't it, to be fair? I mean, I'm virtually there. I could go and spend the rest of my life on a cruise ship. I see the bedrooms as well. They look quite nice. It includes all your food and everything. I think you have to buy certain things like beers and stuff, but it includes soft drinks and stuff like that. So 225 grand, and I could spend the rest of my life on a cruise ship. Obviously, I couldn't take Sophie and Carter because they're too young. But I could just sit there and wake up on a new destination every day Yeah, and you can have guests on board as well, come and visit you. So Sophie could come and visit me. £96 a day. Win-win. All inclusive. That don't sound a bad idea, does it? But there you have it. I spent 2.5 hours. I'm going to get to your chat in a minute, guys. I spent 2.5 hours on the phone to Santander again. Now, I don't know if anyone's seen my Santander video that I posted 2 days ago now. It is going absolutely nuts at the moment. But when I come on here just now, I will just quickly check for you. I come on here just now, it had stupid amounts of views, and it's going stronger than ever at the moment. It's got, at the moment, 9,412 views. So a lot of people are interested in Santander at the moment. Now, I had a 2-hour conversation with them today. And I'm going to just quickly play, because I have recorded it. I've told them I've recorded it, so they can't sit there and say, well, you didn't tell us, that's not fair for broadcasting it. I'm actually going to make another video with this full recording. But I'm going to just play you a couple of seconds of it. Well, about 30 seconds of it. Listen to this if you can. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. It's none of Santander's business. As long as it's a personal account in my name, it doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter to Santander. Basically, their argument was that they need to see a copy of my bank statement to send me the money to the bank account. I said, I'm happy to send you the bank statement, but I'm going to be blocking out all the transactions because that's nothing to do with you. They're saying they won't accept that. So then I gave them the option, okay, so I'll open up a new online account. I'll give you the account number and sort code. It's just it won't have any transactions because it's going to be a new account. No, they won't accept that. I've said, okay, because I've got a small loan with Santander. I said, just pay it into my loan account then. They said, no, they won't do that. I've said to them, you know, I've given all these options. And they're just continuously putting up barriers. But just listen to this for a few seconds. I'm not going to bore you with it because I'm going to do a video on it. They're trying to hold my money and they're trying to come up with all obstacles to stop me from getting my money. I've offered a phone bill, that's proof of address. No, that's not good enough. It has to be a bank statement. I've offered the bank statement, but I'm blanking out the transactions. No, we have to see the transactions. I've offered them to send it to a different account that I can open, a brand new account. No, that's not good enough because we have to see transactions. I've offered for them to pay it into my loan account. That's not good enough because it's only good enough when we send you a letter threatening that we're going to do it to you if you don't pay the loan back. You understand where I'm coming from? Do you see how bad this looks on Santander? I mean, you've gone quiet. I mean, I don't understand. Do you understand where I'm coming from or not? I don't.
No, I agree with you. I believe, I wish the predecessor was a lot more simpler. I'm not disagreeing with anything that you said. If I could, I definitely would have made the transaction go through straight away when we spoke on the first phone call. Yeah. The problem is I can't really go against the process. That's the problem. Yeah. No. So if I could do it, if I had access to their accounts, and then I would be able to send it from there. Definitely, because I agree with you on every point. The problem is I'm very limited in regards to what I can do. So I understand your hands are tied, and I'm not blaming you as a person. I'm blaming Santander. I'm really, you've been very helpful. The both times I've spoken to you, putting it out there, when this goes public, you've been very, very helpful. So I'm just trying to establish how bad this looks on Santander's part when this goes online, and this is going to get an awful lot of views. I'm just trying to explain to people that this is what I'm facing right now with Santander 6 or 7 months down the line. And they're still not backing down because they have to see bank statement transactions. Why is that relevant to them sending me my money back? I'll leave it at that. I've got this goes on for ages. I spent 2.5 hours on the phone to them today. Absolutely disgraceful, Dave. Absolutely disgraceful. This is a personal view. Anyone that's thinking about opening a bank account, avoid Santander. And just to clear things up, I'm not talking about Santander in Spain. I'm talking about Santander UK, and they are different companies. If you've got an account in the UK, you can't have, there's no link to the account in Spain at all. There you have it. So yeah, Santander, mate. And I've got funny enough, he's actually in the chat at the moment. I need him to get in touch with me, which is quite difficult because I don't want him to dox his own number on the show, and I can't really get through to him. But if you don't mind, if you could send that email to Paul, and I'll let him know it's forthcoming.
because he's got Paul's email address. So yes, so the saga continues with Santander, but they're blatantly refused to give me my money back. So we'll just see how that goes over the next few weeks. I've requested a document from them today, which I'll go into when I'm doing the next video. It's going to have to be done soon because it's relevant at the moment. I've also done the flag video as well. I don't know if anyone see that. That was an interesting little video as well. I can't see how many people are giving me thumbs up. So if you don't mind, give us a quick thumbs up if you're on the live at the moment. I know we're 20 minutes in. I haven't really got to any messages yet, have I? Paul was supposed to be jumping on tonight, but he's only just got in. He's been out scuba diving or something today. Would you believe? It's far too hot for me to do any of that. I'm going to be honest with you. We're still stupidly hot at the moment. We are slowly going to start coming down in about a week's time, which I cannot wait for. I cannot wait for it. And then I can sort of get into my training again because I feel that I've put on a bit of weight. Obviously, I lost a bit of weight today because Sophie shaved me head. I look like Grant Mitchell again. Or Tyson Fury. Anyway, I'm starting boxing again tomorrow. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to get down the gym tomorrow. I'm going to have to go very, very light. We'll see what happens. And yeah, we'll go from there, shall we? We'll go from there. Paul might still jump on because he texted me just now. He said he'll see if he can get in on time. So we'll leave it at that. Right, let's get on to some of your messages, shall we? I'm going to have to go back a while now, aren't I? Let's... I'll look at all this modern stuff that I can do while we're on here. Where was it? I see it. Oh yeah, watch this just just down here. Watch. I am now the master of lives. I do crack myself up. Right, let's get back to this. I'm back up there. People can go to Greg's rather than Costa half the price. That's very true, mate. That's very true. And that's where things are going a little bit wrong, isn't it? Because Costa's prices, I mean, I've not been to a Costa in the UK for some time now, but their prices are pretty high, so I understand. We went to a Starbucks out here the other day. Again, I've done a little video of it. I'm going to do a bits and bobs video. It's going to be making no sense whatsoever. It's just going to be what we got up to in a week out in Spain. So it's going to be little bits of here and there, little snippets. And we went to a Starbucks the other day. And I think Sophie added a vegan, I don't know, it looked like a milkshake to me, but it was some coffee, something or the other. And she got me a similar thing. It was €16. €16. Oh, and Carter got a little chocolate straw. Not even a drink. It was just like one of them little chocolate straws that you munch. Yeah. €16. That's about 14.5 quid for 2 drinks. How do they make a profit? Where are we? I don't buy off a chain store coffee. Most don't pay for shares. Yeah, that's true as well. There's a lot of debate about that, isn't there? I support the small independent coffee shop. Yeah, I completely agree. And better customer service. Yes, I agree, mate. I agree. We brew our coffee at home. Very interesting. Sophie bought me a coffee machine for Christmas, was it? Yeah, Christmas last year. And I use it every single day. I can't function without coffee. I mean, look. Dinosaurs didn't have coffee, and look what happened to them. Get one wheat microwave teddy. That's going to be to somebody else. I've missed that one out. The cruise company needs to stay afloat. We read that one out. Right, I'm getting back to it. Right. Claire Bear said, Danny, I actually looked at that. I take it that means the cruise ship. Yeah, I mean, it would be all right, wouldn't it? Yeah. Truth Finders put... Truth Finder, it was a young boxer from Travelling People Don't Know the Hotel. Yeah, I take it that's the guy that's had the problem with the watch. I don't want to say the problem. I don't mean it that way, but you can't mention certain words on YouTube. I've been educated quite well by Paul, to be fair. Yeah, Claire Bear then said, but then she thought of the Titanic. Yeah, listen, I've been on a few cruises. A friend of mine's quite high up in a cruise company. And I've been on quite a few cruises with him. like with family and stuff. And yeah, they are pretty amazing, to be fair. I mean, someone mentioned Cunard. Well, they own Cunard as well. They own Carnival, Costa Cruises, Cunard, P&O. They own all of that. It's Carnival. The company's called Carnival Cruise Lines. Largest cruise company in the world. I actually had dinner once with the guy that owns it. Name's Mickey Harrison. He's got a few pennies, I can tell you that. One of my phones has buzzed it. I'll have to wait. I seen a single woman on YouTube in her late 50s sold her house and joined the Lifetime cruise. She's loving it. Yeah, it's, you know what? That's really great. And do you know what? I would be interested. If you were single, what better place, what better way to spend your retirement than going around all the you know, get off the ship or stay on the ship. You get a nice cabin. They come and clean your room every day. Your food is cooked for you. You've got no council tax. You've got no electric bills. You've got none of this, none of that. And pretty much it's warm and nice every day. If you've got a cabin as well, with a balcony as well, how lovely is that? I mean, to be fair, if you were single, that ain't a bad way of filling your retirement. Look at the retirement homes now. Look how expensive they are. I mean, they are ridiculous. I think my dad looked at one the other day, like a retirement community. It was something like $2,000 a week. It's $8,000 a month. You can go on blooming world cruises for a lot cheaper than that. And a lot of people are doing that. You've got an on-board doctor. Do you like my new haircut? Anyway. Yeah, Claire, 2 hours I was on the phone to him. That conversation with that guy wasn't 2 hours. I'm talking about holding, getting through to someone, going through security, waiting to speak to the right person. Then they say, no, you need to speak to this guy. And then he calls me back. And yeah, there we are. So 2 hours I was on the phone to him. Over 2 hours, in fact, today. Angela says that she's met a couple of ladies on Cunard ships who live there permanently. I bet they absolutely love it. Troy has said, is there a banking ombudsman that you can go through? Well, yes and no. I'm not going to bother going to the banking ombudsman because Santander would just defend themselves saying, well, we need this because we're being pressured into this and that. I've ordered a document. I'll go into it on another video. I should have that in the next couple of weeks, so I'll go into that. Chris has obviously made their feelings quite clear. Let's have a look at this one. Danny in Spain. That was a good video, thank you. I'll be using it as a sort of template for working, but adapt it to my scenario. I'm at my wit's end with everything happened to me, mate. Yeah. Mate, if that's something to do with the bank, then yeah, just let me know. I'll be interested to hear other people's stories with Santander, because I know for a fact on some of the comments that I've got today that I'm not alone in this. And there's a lot of people saying it's because of all this link stuff to what happened to me at Gatwick and stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to think not, to be fair. But who knows? Let's have a little look at this one. Where it says live chat in the top left corner, does it say top messages underneath? If not, 3 lines. So yeah, see, I'm not actually on YouTube. I'm actually on StreamYard. So I can see how many people are in the room, but I can't see thumbs up and stuff like that. So yeah, I've only just recently got into this StreamYard thing. I mean, it's good that you get little, look at this. I can do that, I couldn't even put people's messages up with YouTube. And that's how annoying it was. Danny, take care of that arm, and your haircut by Sophie is cool. Thanks, Maureen. Appreciate that. It's cheap as well. It's me being cheap, right? I haven't got enough hair now to warrant going to the barbers, so she just gets the old clippers out, the old goat trimmers, and just shaves it all off and then trims me eyebrows and stuff. She's done it for years, to be fair. Are you going on a punch bag? All right, okay, who's the next person that's going to get banned? Don, right? Let's kick him out of the chat. No, I'm only joking, mate. I'm not even going to read it out. You can all read it yourself. Very tech savvy now. I am indeed. Very tech savvy. Starbucks is mad prices. It is. Look, I suppose if you just go in and get an espresso or a double espresso, it's probably what, €2 or €3. Yeah, I mean that is dear. To be fair, we charge in our restaurants €1. Oh, that's terrible. I don't even know. €1.50, I think it is. So it's about £1.25 or £1.30 or something like that for a really, really premium coffee with milk and everything, you know. And a lot of the time, if you ask nicely, you get a free biscuit. So really, we don't make a lot of money out of it, to be fair. But it does bring people in, and then they have food and stuff like that, and you make a little bit out of the food. I never eat McDonald's, but I like their coffee. It is cheap. Yeah, McDonald's coffee's all right, to be fair. I don't have a McDonald's very often. I'll probably go to McDonald's and Burger King, if you average it out, once every 4 weeks, something like that. I don't mind a little burger every now and then. Even most jars of coffee are £5-6 these days. Yeah, see, I buy a bag through my restaurant because we have really, really lovely coffee. Flawed Jamaica, they call it. It's a beautiful coffee. If anyone, I don't know if you can get it in England, but Flawed Jamaica. And it is really lovely. And then we've got the coffee machine here. So generally, I have a little bit of oat milk, and you can get the barista oat milk, which is creamier. So I get and that one of them little litre pots of that oat milk lasts me God knows how long, probably 2 weeks. Glad you're boxing again, Danny. When are you going to give Paul a hiding? Well, that's the idea now, isn't it? I've got to get this. Do you know what? I reckon I've put on about 8 kilos. So I just got to knock that off, really, to be fair. I'm going to really struggle tomorrow, and it's still hot. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'm going in the evening, so. Angelina works in the coffee business. I can sell you a kilo of fresh Arabic beans for about 20 quid, a lot cheaper than buying from Costa. Yeah, it's true, mate. Well, there you go. Anyone that wants some Arabic beans, have a word with Angelina. I mean, I get mine at wholesale because I buy it through the restaurant. And I just pay separate for it. So I put, if it's €11 or whatever it is for the bag, I just put the money in separate. Why pay for a lifetime cruise? Pay 5G in... Hang on, let's have a look at this one. Pay 5G in Callum. Well, that's true, isn't it? When you look at that. I mean, that's said as a joke. But, again, I see something earlier. Again, I really have to bite my tongue not to start talking about political stuff, but you see there was 2 pictures on my Facebook, and one of them was like the veterans that were living on the street and other people that were having this amazing buffet. Best coffee, in my opinion, is from proper Turkish cafes in the Steemans. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Turkish coffees are nice as well, aren't they? Costa Coffee business up for sale. Yep. Warhawk, you missed my thing earlier. It's up for sale. They're talking about 2 billion. So if anyone's got a few quid, Dave, send me a super chat for 2 billion and we'll buy it and see how we all go, shall we? No, actually don't, because YouTube would take their cut out of it. 2 billion would be quite handy, though, if anyone's got some money floating about. I could do with a few things, to be fair. Have you done any research on Ombudsman or used them yourself? Because I certainly don't recommend Ombudsman. They're government-owned and fun. Yeah, I'm reluctant to go to the Ombudsman. I really am. Frank says that my wife is Brazilian, so coffee is a staple in our house. I let her buy the coffee. I don't even bother. Yeah, I can imagine you do, mate. Brazilian coffee. Do you know what? A lovely coffee in the morning. How nice is that? Shall I just get rid of that banner? Let's get rid of it, shall we? Look at that. I'm really up with this now. You are all talking to pro now. 101 upvotes. That was just before 11 o'clock. We're now 5 past. Can we get some up there, please, guys? Channel's been taken off again. we have gone past the 9,500 subscribers now. So if anyone is sharing the channel and asking people to subscribe to it, I do appreciate that. I want to get it to 10,000 before Christmas. And it does look likely, to be fair, that we will do that. I've been putting up some of these, like I say, that when I first mentioned it was probably about 30 minutes ago, weren't it? We had 9,412 views on that Santander video. Now, bear in mind that's 2 days old, and generally it runs out of steam after a little while. But it was 9,412, and now we are 9,569. So it's still pretty busy. It's a lot of people. We're going to get well past 10,000 views on that, and that's just dotting people's cards. My experiences with Santander. Look, I said on the phone to them today, I said, imagine this being your only bank account and all of your money is in that account, right? Everything. And then all of a sudden it gets suspended or frozen or closed, right? By the time they send you a check, you could have a mortgage bounce, you could have your gas and electric bounce, water. You might not be able to get to work because of travel expenses. If you haven't got no cash, you're stuffed, because everything if the bank decide to stop your account, freeze it, whatever, you're stuffed until that gets rectified. You're in trouble. You're in trouble until it gets rectified. So there's another reason. And I mean, they're now talking about reporting you if you draw out too much money or stuff like that. I haven't really read the articles, to be fair, but all I'm seeing is getting people sending me stuff saying, you know, the banks are trying to take over again. Steve Howells said, I'm late, was booking flights to Murcia. Well done, Steve. Good to hear from you, mate. Santander need the money to pay Ant and Dec their money for being in their ads. I don't even know if they still are they? Couple of clowns as well, in my opinion. I'm having issues with my bank. Seems like there's an awful lot of people at the moment that are having problems with the banks. Sharon, you had to mention hair. Just reminded Mark I've got to cut his hair. Thanks, Dan. Thought he'd get away. Carter had a haircut today and he's got the same cut as me. He looks like... Do you know, all we need to do now is get him a little tattoo across his chest. Thug life. And he'll be right in there. I'll tell you what, mate. They're all scared of him at his school because he's twice the size of everyone, and now he's got his thug haircut. No, honestly, I just think... I ain't got loads of hair, you know, I'm losing it a bit, to be fair. I'm bald at the back there. So I just think it's better for me to have a shaved head. And it also gets rid of the grey, well, to a certain extent. Not in this light, it don't. Look at that. Need some just for men. Right. Peter Murphy. Let's have a look. This is Truthfinder saying that. Peter Murphy, I regret, it's absolutely awful. Thank you for letting everyone know. Don't use Costa. I definitely won't. Right. I'm well behind with this, aren't I? You're all grifters, wealthy men, milking the poor working class. Little Englander. How are you, mate? Thank you for joining us. You're all grifters, wealthy men, milking the poor working class. Don't know whether that's a dig at me or the people on here. You're all grifters. We'll leave that. If you can... let us know, mate, about that one, Little Englander, whether you're aiming that at the banks or to Costa Coffee, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I've read that wrong. To all, there are new banking procedures in the UK where they are now under obligation to report everything to HMRC. That's why Santander asked Danny for a tax return. Yes, but that wouldn't make no sense, would it? I get what you're saying, but they get my tax return. They get my tax return. The HMRC have my tax return. They're the ones that generated the tax return that I was... in fact, I did send it to Santander. I didn't have a problem with that. What I had a problem with originally, and this is what's caused the account to be closed in the end, they wanted me to send them all of my tenancy agreements, which I wasn't prepared to do. That's private. That's nothing to do with them. And they also wanted me to... go into Land Registry, pay to download Land Registry reports to prove I own the properties that I pay the taxes on. And I said, I'm not doing it. It's public knowledge. If they want to go into it and download it, and I gave them all the addresses. I said, there you go. There's the addresses of the properties. You go into it, you download it, you pay for it, you waste your time. If you want the information, it's not me that wants the information, it's you. They said they weren't going to do it. And I said, well, I'm sure as damn I'm not going to do it. So that was where the argument was. And they said, right, we're suspending your account. And then they closed it. But, you know, going back to that message, HMRC will already have my tax return. I don't think HMRC was involved in it, to be fair. I think it's Santander. I don't know. Waitrose do a lovely free coffee. Nero, coffee is good. Yeah, they used to do that. I don't know whether they still do they, Tulip? They used to go in and show your Waitrose card and you got a free coffee when you went in at certain times. I think it was. Chris says that I'm telling him to do push-ups. Yes, Chris, you've got to get on that, mate. Chris has had some bad news recently. It's pushed his training back a little bit, but hopefully he's getting back to it now, mate. You could have this on while you're doing some push-ups, mate. I'll need you to send me some evidence on Facebook, though. Warhawk, hello. Isn't Coca-Cola one of those WEF-owned companies? Quite possibly. I don't know an awful lot about Coca-Cola, to be fair. Tina's put, hi, I'm sorry I'm not putting all these up. I should put them up as well, shouldn't I, really? That's me rabbiting on how I used to. Hi, Danny, missed everything. Blooming internet. We're in a hotel, been rubbish talking about putting weight on and all this inclusive, not helping my tummy. Hello, Danny. First time catching you live in a while. Good evening and all the best. Hi, Mazza. How are you, mate? Yeah, I haven't seen your comment for a while, mate. Good to see you again. It's unbelievable. It's not possible not to talk about political stuff because WEF own everything and are causing you and many a lot of problems. Some banks are WEF owned, Danny. Yeah, well, that wouldn't surprise me, mate, if that is the case. Brit by Brisbane just joined. Welcome aboard. Where are we? It's all about control. It really is. Well, I'm not letting them get away with it. I'm going to be honest with you because I am going to hold firm that I am not going to give them my bank statement. Not that I've got nothing to hide, right? My bank statement is probably more boring than most. But I'm not going to give them my bank statement. They are not my bank anymore. They are holding money, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, illegally. They are blackmailing me, in my opinion, to say if you do not get in line and do what we tell you to do, you're not having your money back. We'll see. We'll see. Correct. There's absolutely no reason for Danny to divulge that info to anyone. Thank you very much for highlighting that, my friend. And yeah, listen, right? If I went up to anyone in the street, said, "Oh, mate, I want to see your bank statement. If not, you know, whatever." You know what you'd be told? You'd be told to F off, wouldn't you? You know, you'd be told to clear off because it's nobody else's business, is it? Let's bear in mind, Santander are not saying, "Give us the bank statement, we'll open your account back up." No, they've closed it. It's gone. It's gone. I've had an account closed just before that as well with another bank. So I am starting to question where this is all coming from. There you go. Did I enjoy sleeping in the dinosaur room? Yeah, I did actually. It was quite a cool little place. Although I'm going to be honest with you, the only thing I've got against it is the shower gel. It made me itch. You know when you put on like a shower gel and... In fact, I didn't even have it as a shower because I had it in a bath. So I put a little bit in the bath and, I don't know, next couple of days it just, you know, a little bit itchy. And my leg and, you know, my arms and hands, everywhere. So it's definitely from that. It's gone now. I mean, it doesn't matter. But that's the only thing I would say I didn't like about the hotel. But the actual hotel and everything else, just take your own shower gel if you go. Does anyone remember a coffee called Camp? There is a joke bursting coming out, but ain't politically correct. No, I don't remember that, mate. I don't remember that at all. But Tina does. Yeah, I have got to. I've got a chat with you, my friend. Sooner the better, really. Danny, Carter is no thug, no tattoos till he is 16. No. He's actually got a little blue tattoo that he got at summer camp still on his hand, and he keeps on saying, no, I'm not getting in a bath because it will come off. Apparently camp coffee is liquid coffee. Hi Jenny, how are you, mate? Welcome aboard. Where are we? Yeah, Don, you might actually be true there. Isn't giving a tenancy agreement details against GDPR rules? It could well be, mate. I'd have to look into that. Or perhaps our legal friend in the chat could give us his advice on that one. Where are we? Yeah, there's an awful lot. We've got 125 upvotes, guys, but 150 people watching. So the other 25 that haven't done the upvote, give us a quick thumbs up for me. As I say, we're trying to grow this channel as much as we can. Any word on Sophie's test results? Sending up prayers for her. Yes, mate. She went and had a little bit of a worrying test today, but we're going to, again, know a little bit more in the next few days. So I will keep you posted on that. There's no point in me reporting on, theory and stuff. We've got to be a little bit more confident of what's causing her problems. But she massively moved forward today, funny enough. Danny, HMRC and Santander are in cahoot and they are looking for any undeclared income, but I agree with everything you're saying. Listen, like I say, all of my tenants that I have pay into my account. They're welcome to go and visit them. They're welcome to do whatever they need to do. I know there's some unscrupulous, landlords out there, but I'm not one of them. I don't do give me 250 quid and then pay a grand. I don't do any of that. I'm in Spain. That wouldn't go down very well, would it? But like I say, everything goes through the books. If I have any legitimate business expenses, goes through the books. Yeah. But yes, that's up to them. There's no problem. But I don't understand why Santander would ask for it when they've already got my tax returns. On each individual property, it's listed individually on my tax return. Where are we? Camp Coffee is chicory. Yep, one coffee a day with Waitrose app or a card. Yeah, you can get one coffee a day. That's right. I haven't been there for a long while. That taste just reminds me of Dave. It's weird, isn't it? Because whenever he used to go round his house, he's like, beers. That was his thing. He always used to sit there and do that. Beers. And go out and get... In fact, it was him that had... I don't know if anyone's friends with me on Facebook, but there was a delivery of these cans of beers to his house once. And I had a photograph next to it. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 1,080 cans. This geezer was, honestly, he was a legend. He really was. Are we allowed to call it Camp Coffee? Well, that's the name of it, isn't it? Is that Australia you're drinking? My favourite. No, it's not. This is Mao. So that's it there, mate. It's a little bit less gassy than Australia, but I'd probably prefer Australia, Steve, to be fair. I'll get you some in the restaurants, mate. I've got some Camp Coffee, but only for flavouring cakes. I remember it as a child. My dad brought home a tin of Nescafe after the war, and it was the size of a small tin of tuna. Wow. You tell them, Danny. Yeah, well, like I say. I used to get off my nut on Mellow Birds. I take it that's a coffee, is it? Chris is going to send me the next video because obviously he's in training for his boxing. Rothschilds are the most powerful money family in the world, the biggest banking institution in the world. Other subject, Camp Coffee is a liquid coffee in a bottle. Yeah, they are, and I would say they probably run everything. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's what they call the deep state and the elite. And the Rockefellers as well. The Rockefellers, that was originally in oil, knew that the oil thing was going to run out, so they went into the pharmaceutical industry, trained the doctors and supplied the medication. Some would question that. Not me, of course. I thought my Waitrose had stopped giving free coffee with a Waitrose card. Yeah, see, before I left England, the Waitrose that was local to us stopped doing it. Obviously, some do, some don't. Blimey, there's an awful lot about this coffee. Didn't Paul T have problems with bank accounts, and Nigel Farage definitely did? I can actually name quite a few people that have had problems with banks in the recent times. I've sort of pushed the button now. I'm back to it. Right. Made it evening, Danny, and all in the chat. That's Mouse Charger. They're an infringement on your Article 8 rights for the meaningless unless challenged through the courts. Danny in Spain, do you get many house spiders there? I've had 4 this week. No, I don't really get many spiders. We get the little ones, but I tell you what we did get the other day. Sophie, I wasn't doing a live. We was just watching Clarkson's Farm, and she decided she's going up to bed just before me. So she goes up to bed, gets ready for bed, goes to bed, and then I'll go up afterwards. I'll lock up and everything. Anyway, she was walking up the stairs, and there was a lizard about this big on the wall. So we had to usher it out with a little broom, being obviously careful that we didn't hurt him, little thing. And then it obviously had babies as well, so there was a couple of little ones in the house, but they're all gone now. And I haven't seen them since. We only see one a year or something, but it was quite a big old chap, I'm going to be honest. Like the haircut, Danny, looks the same as mine. My missus cuts mine too. Cheers, Speed King. Well done, mate. If that's your car in the profile picture, mate, you can put it towards some petrol. You're saving on your haircuts. I only heard on YouTube that they're arresting people for saying bacon. I really don't know why. Christine, don't know, mate. Can't comment on it. I've not heard. Yes, it's a breach of GDPR. Danny would have to ask the tenants for permission to release their information to Santander. That's a very interesting comment, mate. And that's something I will bring up with them when I next speak. And obviously the time your tenants got back to you, the account would have been closed anyway. You can't win. You can't win. The only thing I'm going to say, you can't win. Cash is king. That's it. And, if you spend £200 a week in Tesco's, go in and pay it in cash. Go in, draw it out of the account. I know it's a bit more egg because it's easy to just tap your card and go. But go and draw it out in cash and go and pay it in cash. And then if you get questioned why you're paying it in cash, just turn around and say, because I'm trying to protect cash. Once these banks get control, mate, and I have noticed it. It's not just Santander. There's another bank as well. This was 2 months before Santander. So now I start questioning. And it's only today I've started really questioning why I'm being sort of targeted. Love that Spanish beer. Yeah, it's all right, mate. To be fair, like I say, I've been on a bit of a no drinking thing for a few weeks now. Not for any reason apart from I just want a little break from it and, replenish and have a little clean, flush myself through with nice. I've been drinking tons of water, tons of bottled water. Love it. Where are we? Hello. Oh, yes. Damn Rothschilds. Are they the ones that stop natural medicines, please? No, that's the Rockefellers. Mellow Birds. Haha. Proper 70s coffee, that. Tastes nice, though. Danny, my heart goes out to Sophie. hang on in there, all will be okay. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. And I'm sure she will be fine, but we just got to get to the bottom of this problem that she's got. Play school painted boys' nails pinks without parents' consent. Grandmother hitting the roof. Hello, Danny in Spain. How's tricks? Well, yeah, it's all right, mate. To be fair, like I say, I'm spending an awful lot of time at the house at the moment. I'm not really going out an awful lot. Went out this week for a friend of mine that I've met through the socials, and he was staying out here in a camper van. And he's returned back now, so I met up with him for a couple of breakfasts and stuff. Lovely meeting up with him. Real same sort of person that's on the same wavelength, you know. Makes a change for me to socialise with people exactly on the same thought pattern as me. Hi Danny, looking to spend a long weekend in Murcia region in December. Any recommendations for Christmas markets? I believe the Murcia Christmas markets are really good. To be fair, we went to Madrid last Christmas and absolutely loved it. We're going back there, hopefully early part of December. Darren, anyway, I said beer can. Yeah, beer, I get you. I get it, mate. Pretty sure Richard Inman had bank problems too. Yes, I believe he did. I don't know the outcome of it, but I do remember him telling me. As I say, I can't talk about anyone else's cases, obviously. I can only talk about mine. But it's weird, isn't it? If Paul's had a problem and if Richard's had a problem and I've had a problem and we all appeared on one show, you have to sort of cross your T's and dot your I's, don't you? People saying they hate spiders. I tell you, I'd prefer a spider in the house than a lizard. I'm going to be honest with you. We get these things. I don't know what they're called. Sophie would be able to tell me. But we get these things. It's like a little caterpillar, and it's got probably 50 legs, both sides, like 25 each side. And they can be really, really long. They can sort of be, I don't know, probably 4 inches long. And if one of them bites you, it is a case of you have to go to hospital. It is that bad. We get them every now and then in the house, but generally they're down by the garage. So I reckon somehow they get through the garage door somehow. And basically I just spray them because you can't take chances, especially when you've got a little one. As soon as I see them, I spray them. I know a lot of people tread on them, but I don't really want them squidged underneath me because some of them are quite big. I've not read this one, so I'm reading it out a little bit blind, guys. It seems since the pandemic, many organisations are more than happy to break rules and laws. And so, yeah, and have you noticed, like, I was waiting probably for 35, 40 minutes for Santander's Day. We're really busy at the moment. Well, if you stop hassling people and causing them trouble with their bank accounts, maybe you wouldn't get so many people phoning you. And a lot of people, some people still use, we're running on short staff. The pandemic thing's finished, isn't it? Well, last time I looked, it had. Christine, I sent Paul Thorpe a HP brown sauce sandwich on a live chat. Wow, Christine. I've actually still got... Was it you that gave it to me, Christine? I can't remember. I've actually got Paul's HP sauce. One of the customers of the restaurant bought Paul some HP sauces, and I've still got them in my kitchen here, but I haven't seen Paul since. So I will see him in the next week or so, and I'll give them to him, I promise. Might try mixing marshmallow, birds, and camp coffee. Now there's a thing. Let's have a little look at that one. I see a video on a guy getting arrested talking about... I don't get that at all. There's got to be more to it than that. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But that nothing adds up right there, does it? unless it's said in a derogatory way. I mean, when someone mentions that to me, I sit there and think that that's what I sell in the restaurant. I don't think of anything else. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how much. I don't know much, but I do know is if GDPR asks consent and sharing info about the subject data is because it's needed. No legal here, just as a right. Yeah, maybe, mate. I don't know. The one I had 4 days ago was huge and it charged at me. I screamed and made hubby get rid of it. Now I'm paranoid. I take it, Lisa, that's a spider, mate. It's all to do with digital IDs. They want to follow what you do and limit what you spend. Thank you for that one, mate. We've got one here. The whole cash thing and banks asking about cash has been set up to stop fraudulent benefit claimants who are now using cash rather than using their bank account. Fair enough, but I've never claimed benefits in my life. Never once in the UK have I claimed benefits. So why am I being, targeted? Love and big hugs for Sophie. Thank you very much, Jenny. Appreciate that. So what I'll do today, guys, I won't keep it quite as long. Normally we go hour and a half. We'll do about another 10 minutes, shall we? Angela says, after September the 1st, there was a restriction on any bank transaction over £800. That's down to the government. Yeah, I don't know, because as I say, I'm not in the UK now, so I don't really follow what that will be, but I'm just using euros paid for an excursion to Laura Park with them. I said, do you take cash? She said, yes. Gosh, I was shocked. Laura Park's really good, Tina. I don't know if you see the video that we done 3 or 4 weeks ago. Beautiful as well, because we got the resident discount, which was nice. So I can't remember what it was. It would have been about 110, 120 euros, and I think we got it for about a third of that. It was like 40, 50 euros or something. Paul has said you can sometimes get hold of permethrin smoke bombs. Basically, you also have to get an array. Yeah, I think you light them and then it gets rid of all the bugs, doesn't it, and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know how good they would be to breathe in the following day or whatever. So do they have Father Christmas or Santa for the little ones? I take it you mean in Spain. They have a... It's not really a big thing out here, and they don't do it on the 25th of December. It's like early January they do it. That's it's the gifts. You know, the 3 kings brought the gifts to Jesus. That's what they celebrate. And they really are religious out here. I mean, really religious. Good news about only getting little spiders. I'm surprised there aren't those massive. We do have tarantula spiders here, and they end up in the pool. That's where I always find them. I never see them anywhere else. I see one on the side of the house, but they end up in the pool, at the bottom of the pool, and the time I see them, they're finished. You know, they're. I'm not even going to try and mention some of that. I'll let you guys read it. Yeah, Steve, the centipedes, but they're not called centipedes, they're called something else, and they bite real bad. Yeah, they really do. I know that they went through, funny enough, Dave, who I mentioned at the beginning of the show, he got bit by one once and ended up in hospital. It bit through his nail. You wouldn't think it when you see them. Now, I'll put some up, I'm not going to read them. Lizards eat spiders. Jenny, that's probably why we've got none. Because we've got lizards. I mean, I've got a little pool house outside. And that's just where we house the pump for the pool and some gardening stuff and, you know, a bit of the solar stuff and all that. And it has definitely got quite a few big lizards living in there. It's not a big place. It's only like about, I don't know, it's probably what, 8 by 6, something like that. Maybe a little bit bigger than that, but it's not big. And it's alarmed. And the alarm is at the monitoring station, and the monitoring station's connected to the police. And we get a call every now and then where one of the lizards has just run across the sensor. And it takes photographs and video of this as well. So basically we know straight away, but we get the call. Sometimes it's the middle of the night because obviously all the alarms are set. The alarms go off and you're like, oh, what is it? And then they are immediately on the speaker saying everything all right, etc. But then they look and say, no, it looks like it's a lizard in the small house, they call it. I hoover up spiders, do you? No, I don't. Oh, that's horrible. No, put them out. I generally do catch them and try and put them out. Multipede or centipede. I don't know, Sharon, what one it's called, mate, but they're massive. 50 legs each side, split in sides. Not Jake the... Sorry about that. Yeah. Damn, we all get them false windows, mate. Horrible little gits. We've all got them false windows, mate. Yeah. Yeah. They are because they are... Where are we? Could be called a centipede. Yeah, they've actually got a name in Spain, but what they're called, I can't remember. Right, Trevor. I don't know whether I can read this one, mate. I'll have a read of it first. Oh, can't put that one, mate. I didn't read it before I put it up. Sorry about that. I'm glad I didn't read it out. Mouse Charger says, doesn't a centipede have 100 legs? So assuming a millipede has a... Oh my God, it's too late for this. And I've had half a beer. A 13-year-old girl was arrested for being in Mackey's, McDonald's after 5 p.m. She was served. They looked like they took her money and then rang the cops. Something really fishy. Yeah, I saw that. I saw her taking them away outside. Quite disturbing, really, wasn't it, to watch that? Again, there could be more to it, you know. I know that they have no children in there after 5 p.m. or something, but that doesn't sound right. None of that sounds right to me. There's a few comments that, again, a little bit close to the mark politically, so I don't really want to put them up, guys. Sorry. There's one. My cat was chasing a massive spider. It ran under one of the basement kitchen cupboards and still there as far as I know. Blimey. You won't sleep very well. Apparently it's safe for humans to use horse paste and it's saved someone's life, by the way. However, having worked on the care for years, I obviously recommend human version. Right, everyone. I will start to wrap it up. So, yeah, I've got a video coming out, not tomorrow, the next day. Just saying about the mad season's over now in Spain. Temperature's going to drop down a little bit. But, yeah, it's worth having a little look at that. I've also got a new sort of curveball been thrown at me about selling the house that has just become available. Angelina says, how's your tortoise doing? I haven't seen the tortoise for some time. He's in the garden somewhere, so I believe. But I haven't seen him for some time. Actually, I'll go out and have a little look tomorrow and make sure he's all right and give him some lettuce and cucumber and a bit of water and stuff. There's a lot of people say they hoover up the old spiders. Sharon is a Christmas baby. Half a beer. Yeah, sorry, mate. It's still got half in there. Well, it's probably... I will finish it before we finish. Darren says, at least on Danny's channel, we do have a large, I take it meant laugh, more light-hearted. Do you know what? That's what this channel's all about. I really have got to try and grow it a little bit because it's sort of just sticking around this figure that it's on at the moment. I'm going to go out in the next few days and buy a drone. I will show you guys once I learn how to use it. It flying around, and I need to buy a new laptop as well, to be fair. The laptop I'm on now is all right for these lives, but it's not really up to it, to be fair. I'm on a laptop tonight rather than my phone. I've got my old microphone. I've had that for quite some time now, probably about 2 years. It's all right. Danny, thank you for hosting chat. Thank you for the company. Great community building. Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. As I say, I just enjoy this. You know, there's no real direction of the lives. I will do some directions of lives and stuff in the future. Be careful these days. Expansion of the channel brings the associate trolls among the lefties. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of that lately. What's been going on? Like I say, all I can say is I'm expecting the 13th of September to be a very, 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 very busy day. And I'm really, really gutted I'm not going to be there. It's really bothering me at the moment, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, that's coming soon, isn't it? We're going to get the Christmas adverts soon, aren't we? There's nothing in between that now. We've got summer holidays are out the way. Carter goes back to school soon. We've got Sophie's family over. Well, not family. We've got Sophie's brother, who's 16, and her sister over there, who's 12. They're staying with us at the moment. Sheila, thank you very much. I love this channel. I appreciate that, mate. And thank you very much for everyone, to be fair, who helps, you know, keep the channel as it is. It's it's a bit of a community, I think. I do try and reply to everyone's comments on the videos as well, but it is starting to take up an awful lot of time. I think the video that I posted about Santander today, let me just tell you, we're on 9,820 views on that now. But the video that I posted on Santander today has had, now I have to reply to these, remember. That video has had 370 comments. Now I have to read them and then type a reply. It is starting to take a bit of time up, but I promise you I'll always read them. If I don't reply, and sometimes I'm going to just have to pick a video where I'll click a little like when I've read your comment, so you know I've read it, but to reply to everyone can be a bit time consuming at times. Most people don't understand there's AI facial recognition all the time, and worse, there's underground voice. Sorry, I've just lost that. I'll put it up on the screen, but I've lost it. Hold on. Let me get back to that. Danny in Spain, buy a cheap burner phone if you ever intend coming back to the UK. Keep your phones in Spain. Well, to be fair, it was forced on me. When I went back to the UK, both my phones were taken. They kept them for 3 weeks. And what? I'm not supposed to have a phone. So I went out and bought a little 20 quid rubbish phone. I mean, it ain't even got battery in now. I'm pushing the buttons. It's just, I don't use it now. But I had to buy one because Sophie couldn't contact me. I couldn't do anything. Both my phones were gone. But to be fair, going back to that, if you ever intend coming back to the UK, not in the foreseeable future, I don't. Got zero trust in the whole thing now. Zero trust. Just keep the heart or like button on the comment, make life easier. Yeah, I get that. I do try and engage with everyone though, because they take the time, you all take the time to comment on the videos and you watch the videos, and I do appreciate it. I really do, because like I say, I'm trying to build the channel. The bigger it gets, the better, a bigger voice we're all going to have eventually, isn't it? You know? Why don't you come over on the ferry for the 13th of September? Still go through the same checks, I'm afraid. As I say, I've done nothing wrong, right? I've done nothing wrong. But there's no trust anymore. I felt that it was an abuse of powers back in April, and I won't get over that. So, I've seen some silly comments there. I'm just gonna. I don't think I've got a moderator on tonight. Delete that, mate. You're gone. Let's have a little read. So I'm reading a couple of these. Jim, mate, I'm not going to let you dive in and ruin the chat. I won't block you, mate, but what if I might? Wow, he's putting some real serious stuff. I'm only just getting to see it. I'm a little bit behind with the chat. Yeah, mate, you're copying and pasting your things. Sorry, mate, you're gone. He's gone, mate. You won't see him again. Yeah, like I say, Jim's been taken out of the chat. Yeah, there's a lot of people moaning about him. He's gone, guys, so don't worry about that. He won't be ever. He'll probably set up a new account. That's what they do, innit, these trolls. But Jim, I'm not triggered. Calm down and chill out. Listen, Jim's gone. So let's forget about that and move on. So, guys, well, we're an hour and 17 minutes in. I will leave you. I'm going to finish my beer and I'm going to bed because it's an hour in front here, so we're nearly 12 o'clock. Goodbye, Jim. Shut the door, Jim. Cheerio, Jim. What's goodbye in Spanish? Adios, Jim. As you wave us goodbye, cheerio here. You go on your way. You seem like a top guy, Danny. I prefer you to Richard and Paul. No, listen, mate. As I say, Richard and Paul, they're top guys. They really are. They really, really are. Evening, Danny. How are you and lovely Sophie? Yeah, I'm good and she's okay as well. She's got a family over at the moment, so that's very nice for her at the moment. Danny, what's your opinion on Farage? I haven't really got an opinion on him, to be fair. I've met him once. Come across all right, to be fair. I don't either like or dislike him, to be fair, but I'm backing the advance party. Guys, if you wasn't there earlier, Mr. Robinson has just released a video on his X account explaining why. I've not actually finished watching it yet, but why he's gone over with Advance and Ben Habib. So make sure you go and check that out. And if you haven't, if you like what Advance are saying, maybe get behind him, because I do like Ben Habib. I think he is a genuine guy. Jim, go for a swim. Elon has got behind him as well. Yep, you're right, Thurston. It's he has actually, by the looks of things. And Elon looks like he's getting involved in the flag debate as well, doesn't he? We need the Three Musketeers back for a live stream. Don, we did do one about 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was in Tenerife. Really enjoyed that, actually. Obviously, there was mentions of political stuff and I just stayed out of it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Advance UK. Yes, indeed. And hopefully people will get behind him. There's still a way to go, aren't there? There's still a way to go before the next election. So we've got time. And if anyone listens to what Ben Habib has got to say, it's a really, really interesting guy. He really is. He did a good interview with Andrew Gold today. I've not seen that, mate. I've been literally pretty full on, to be fair. I keep saying I'm going to go, don't I? There's 140 people who are still in the room. We'll hold it on for another couple of minutes. Ben is a true British gentleman. He really is. I've spent a bit of time with Ben in his company. And I've never met a guy that talks more sense. Good night, Danny, and everyone in the chat. Good to catch up with your live stream. Do you know what? I've got the fan blowing and my contact lenses are pretty dry. Ben and Rupert all day long. Even Rylan Clark told it straight today. Really? I've not seen that, Paul. I know Rylan a little bit from years ago. He's a right nice fella. A lot of people have sort of got mixed views with Rylan, but he's actually a really, really nice fella. I'll show you, I'll tell you what, just to end the show, yeah? I've got to turn my phone on. Hopefully there'll be a bit of battery in here. I'll show you a little video that Rylan sent to me when me and Sophie got engaged. There you go, just for you to end the show with. I'm just turning my phone on if there's any battery in it. Advanced UK, you're getting like Richard. He says he's going and 20 minutes later it's still on. Yeah. No, normally I don't do that. Normally I'm done by 1.5 hours. Yeah, I really haven't got a lot of battery here, but let's just quickly try and find this for you. Let's have a look, shall we? See if I can find the video, because it was some time ago. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Hi Danny, hi Sophie, congratulations on your engagement. And just to think, I was there the night you met. I'm like, Silla, congratulations, and I better get an invite to the wedding. Lots of love.
There you go. Good old Rylan. I've known him for quite a while. He's a Essex boy, isn't he? I've not seen Rylan on much recently, to be fair. I don't speak to him enough, I'm going to be honest with you. Really, really nice guy, though. Where are we? Yeah, I'm just reading a few of your comments. He has turkey teeth. Do you know what? He's a real character, though. A real laugh to be around, to be fair. Yeah, look, while we're on the subject of them, let's see if who else sent me a video. Frank. Hold on.
Danny and Sophie on your engagement. Congratulations.
There you go. I'm sharing a few videos. Really, I should chuck a video together, shouldn't I, really? Yeah. Now, look, famous people here. Look, there's another one. I'll send you one more and then we'll call it a day. Kevin McKidd. He's from Grey's Anatomy and Rome. Anyone seen that? Train Spotting? There you go. Kevin won't mind me showing his video. No, don't know what I've done there. Got rid of it. Oh, anyway, I'll show you at another time. But yeah, Kevin McKidd is... he's a really good actor, very big in America now. He is godfather to my 2 older children, and I'm godfather to his 2 older children. We go back a long way. Right, lovely fella. Again, don't see him enough. You know, he's in LA and I'm in Spain. It's difficult to catch up. At least Rylan's with us. Wonder if he likes Camp Coffee. Seriously though, he is one of us, which makes him a good guy. It's true, to be fair. Yeah, Thurston. Kevin was in Rome. He played one of the main characters in Rome. He's in loads of stuff, to be fair, but his main stuff that he's been in recently is Grey's Anatomy. He's really good. Me and Kevin pretty much used to live in each other's house all the time. Yeah, I've started to see a few of Jim Davidson's videos, 30 pence. Yeah, he's getting a bit interesting, isn't he? Although I think Paul asked him to come on the show and he didn't want to some time ago, but I don't know, that's for another time. Where are we? Right, I am going to call it a day now, guys. It's 1 hour 25. Let's call it a day. If you haven't seen those videos about Santander and you're interested in it, pop over and see that. And also check out the flag video that I posted today. That's not done particularly well. I'm quite surprised about that because that's a hot topic at the moment. But yes, Kevin was in the Kingdom of Heaven. Yeah, you're right. He's in quite a few films, to be fair. Yeah, all good. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Really appreciate you joining me, and I will catch up with you next time. Let's do a little flash outro, shall we? There you go. I'll catch up with you soon, guys. See you soon. Ta-da, everyone. You're still all in the room, aren't you? I'll catch up with you soon. Lots of love. Bye.